Yo, what is going on, guys? Lucky Madman here making a YouTube video. Yes, a YouTube video. Something different, yeah? So anyway, guys, the reason why we're doing this guide here on YouTube today is because this question's been asked quite a lot on my Twitch streams over the last few days. There is a new event starting up today, the default 4-star special summoning event. I've been asked quite a lot on stream what 4-star people should be picking, and rather than consistently answering it on stream, I thought, hey, there might be other people out there who aren't too sure, who might be looking to YouTube, who might find this useful. So, what we're going to be covering off on this video here is what the event is and how it works. A couple questions that I would like to ask you for yourself to answer to help you determine what the best 4-star to pick is. And then what I would suggest the key NAT 4s you should be looking for depending on progress-wise, to help you get through some PvE content. So let's have a look through what this event is. As you can see, it says, what it says here, it says a chance to get a 4-star monster you want. They're not talking about LDs, guys, so don't get your hopes too high. The event starts on the 17th, which is today, goes through to the 29th, so it's a 6-week period. You can collect up to 500 points a day. The way you collect points is by using energy, dimensional hole energy, arena wings, and summoning. And well, you get 50 points for checking in on a daily basis as well. So 500 points cap a day. If you scroll down, event number 2 says use points to summon a 4-star monster. You don't technically summon a 4-star monster. That's something they tell you to tell you further on down here. It says that you can pick monsters to summon, but then you have to actually pick the monster you want, right? So what you do is you pick an element, fire, water, or wind. That's where they should have told you earlier on that there's no light and dark. But yeah, you pick what element you want, and then it'll start summoning monsters for you. It'll start collating them up in a big box, and you can pick whatever monster you want to summon at the end, ideally, or whenever you get the monster you really want, to be fair. When you start hitting certain point thresholds, so you can get up to 500 a day, you'll be able to get extra rewards. So like an XP booster, some mana, ancient coins, scrolls, re-up stone, and a Devilmon at the end of the day. So pretty cool rewards. Now, what it says here as well, one last point, is if you summon a specific monster, you cannot summon it again. So let's say, for example, you get a Wind Joker as your 6th option, you will never see it again as another option. You'll be able to pick a different element Joker, but you won't be able to get another Wind Joker. Okay, so that's worthwhile covering off. So that's how the event works. Collect up to 500 points a day. You can do a summon, and once you get the monster you want, you select it, and it will actually put it into your monster box. So that's how it should work. Okay. So that's the basic aspect of the event. So now the questions that people have been asking me on stream is, what NAT 4 should I pick, Lucky? Have a quick look at my account and tell me what you think would be the best option. What I'd like to critically challenge my viewers is essentially thinking for yourself, because I can always answer questions and help you progress, but I would like for you to be able to think about what you need, what will help you take that next step forward in progression, right? A lot of these questions will be asked from early to mid-game players, so I don't really think we're going to help any late-game players here. But questions I want you guys to ask yourself is, where are you in the game? Question number 1 is, where are you in the game? Are you still early giants? Are you are you speed giants now? Are you early dragons? Are you running through dragons? Are you able to complete all PvE content? How fast are your current runs? You know, think about those aspects, right? Where are you exactly in the game? That's one thing to consider. So guys, that was question 1. Question 2 is, what monsters do you currently have? Thinking about your monster box will also help you be able to determine what the best 4-star option is for you, right? This is for you, not for anyone else, right? Think about where your account is. Think about where you'd like to head, and how to do it as efficiently, as effectively as possible, okay? Because that's what it's about, trying to complete these runs as fast as possible, and as effective as possible. There's no point trying to do 20-second runs if you're failing half the time, right? You'd rather do 30 seconds and be at 100% if you can. So keep that in mind, guys. Those are the 2 questions you should be asking yourself. Where are you in the game, and what monsters do you have? The next part of this video is going to be talking about the suggestions that I have in terms of the monsters that you can be selecting, depending on where you are in the game. Now, if you're relatively early on and your dungeon times are relatively slow, you haven't really broken into dragons yet and you'd like to get a faster giants team, the units I would look at here would be Lucian, probably one of the top monsters available. And the reason why Lucian's a great option, guys, is because he clears waves very quick by himself. Okay, definitely a solid option, and you'll be using him all the way through to late game as well. He's used in arena offense. He can be used in guild war offense. He's definitely one of the strongest monsters available in the game. So Lucian's definitely on the top of a lot of people's lists. As you can see, I run him in my Giants team. I run him in my Dragons team. And I also run him in my Necro team. So quite simple. One of the strongest units. As you can see, the next units I have in mind are the twins. As you can see, my team is full of twins. The key twin I would recommend for people to select if they don't have it is Sabrina, the Water Boomerang Warrior. She's a good all-round unit should you already have a Shiner and Talia available to you. Okay, so the twins you want to kind of aim for early game would be Shiner, which is the Fire Chakram Dancer. It's not seen as much anymore, but definitely Talia, the Water Chakram Dancer. The reasoning why is the scaling on Talia's third skill is ridiculously high. She absolutely mauls through the boss's HP, whether it be the mini boss or this last boss. Doesn't matter if it's giants, dragons, or necro, it just absolutely obliterates the boss. Okay, so hands down, Talia is probably one of the most wanted 4-star units out there at the moment. But I wouldn't target her if you do not have the corresponding twin. If you got Sabrina, Talia would be great. If you've got Talia, Sabrina would be great if you don't have the other one. Okay, guys? Otherwise, there's no point picking a twin unless you're hoping to get another twin later on. Okay? There are better options. Okay? So Lucian, I would almost say Lucian is better to pick if you don't have any twins yet. Okay? Because Lucian does not require another unit to be able to help him. So keep that in mind when you are picking a unit. When you are deciding between picking a twin or picking Lucian. Okay? Next unit to still consider, a lot of people say he's kind of falling out of PvE content. It doesn't really matter. It depends on your monster box, but Galleon could still be a great option for you. If you're running units like Lyn, which is the light Amazon, or if you're running enemy-based damage, which is like Sigmaris as well, using Galleon enhances their abilities. Okay, so don't rule out Galleon. You can still use Galleon till late game content. I still use him in a lot of my offenses, in my siege offenses or my arena offense cleaves. So it's still a unit worthwhile getting. The issue with Galleon is that you do need to skill him up to make him effective, because his harmful effect rate does go up from 75% to 100% with time to loot. Lucian, if we go back to Lucian, Lucian can get away with that skill ups because it's only a damage increase and a cooldown increase at the end. So if you get his cooldowns, if you can get Lucian's cooldowns down, he'll be able to do Amp Magic Stage 1 and then Amp Magic Stage 3. But again, it's not the end of the world because you're still clearing the waves a lot quicker than you usually would. So keep that in mind, guys. Okay? The next unit I would recommend to people are people that are struggling TOA or TOA hard. Okay? A unit that I've been using quite a lot, and I showcased it on stream, was Tyrant, the Water Sylph. Now, I used him a lot because I have yet to be able to get a Varad. Okay, no Varad. People always say, hey, Lucky, why aren't you using Varad? You know, you should have a Varad by now. And I look at it, I'm like, well, I don't. Okay, so I got to make do with what I've got. The reason why I say Tyrant's a great unit for TOA hard is because of all the control he brings, especially with all the changes they made to him over the past year, I'd say. He's become a very solid option for TOA. The reasoning behind it is third skill. It freezes for 1 turn and it does a 2-turn attack speed slow, I believe. And the second skill pushes back attack bar to 0. So very solid option. It's almost like a pseudo Varad. And I use him quite a lot. I rely on him quite a lot in my team. I think we're going to fail this Dragons run, guys. Yes, we have. Oh, God. So, yeah. Definitely a great unit, guys, Tyrone. Consider him if you are having a hard time in TOA hard. We'll do another video on TOA hard later on down the track to give you guys a cheese team that I've been running quite a lot. And a free-to-play option of it as well. Another unit that people have been talking about on my Twitch channel to still consider is a unit like Chisoon. Now, do I consider Chisoon a top option nowadays compared to where she was maybe a year or 2 ago? Not anymore. The reasoning behind it is that Chisoon, Yes, she's a great unit. Yes, she still has a lot of utility. But unless she is one of the NAT 4s, unless she's one of the NAT 4s that you are missing, but you've got all the other ones I've already mentioned, she's still a great unit to be used in offense, and she still helps out a lot in like auto teams, just due to the amount of sustainability she can bring to your lineup. Okay, she's an option, but I wouldn't say she's one of the strongest options anymore. So would she be on my top list? Not anymore. So I just wanted to add that to the video because yes, people have been saying on my streams, she seems a great option. Would I pick her? Probably not. Okay. Now if you're not worried too much about your PvE aspect of your games and you want to start focusing on units that you can use for PvP, RTA specific units, for example, or even Guild War related units that I would recommend would be units like Agar, the Water Barbaric King. He has so much utility and he is absolutely killing it in RTA at the moment due to the amount of attack bar control he has. Definitely a unit to consider if you are trying to break into RTA or even Guild War content. He's really good for 4-star towers. And the other unit is Mr. 100k himself, Antares. If you haven't got a fire lit yet, definitely probably worthwhile trying to grab one of him if you're trying to break into RTA. Considering how much of an impact he has in the meta right now, he's probably something that you want to look for if you haven't got one yet in your lineup. So yeah, pretty easy to rune as well. Definitely worthwhile considering. Guild War specific units that people can consider at the moment is if you haven't got a Wind Giant Warrior or Skogul yet, he's probably someone to consider. Now, I wouldn't use this to get your second Skogul. Now, this is just my opinion and my opinion alone, but I don't think Skogul is as effective as he once used to be in Guild War meta. He may be still challenging in some G1 level guilds, but I feel like what we're seeing in G3 now is a shift away from the Skogul meta. I built three Skoguls. I had 3 built for a very long time. Now I only run 1. And that is because those towers have become very easy to counter. People are getting used to it. And that is something we need to start adapting away from. So if you haven't got your first Skogul, not a bad option. Definitely you can use this event to do that, to be able to get one of him. And it won't hurt. If your guild is looking for more Skogul towers, this is probably the best way to do it, okay? The last thing is if you've got everything covered, you've got all the monsters covered, lucky, what should I use this event for then? It's quite a simple answer, guys. Use it for skill ups. Use it for monsters that you've got sitting around that you haven't used. I would say largely on the support front that you need skill ups for. Consider those, okay? Those will probably be your best bets. Or use it to complete your Pokedex. Okay, those are the 2 answers I'd like to give. You can get NAT 4s from this that have a family member there as a NAT 5. So units like Cannon Girls, Heart Magicians, Sky Dancers, or Vampires. There's a few others on the list that I haven't named, but you know, you can get an easy NAT 4 there to give a 5-star monster a skill up, okay? So keep that in mind. But yeah, using this for skill ups isn't a bad idea if you've covered off everything else, or even just completing your Pokedex, which is what I'm planning on doing. Right now, I'm missing Gargoyles. I haven't really summoned. We are saving our summons for a Christmas summoning session. So I'm going to be most likely aiming for a Fire Gargoyle or Fire Cannon Girl or a Wind Gargoyle as the other viable option, depending on how we go with timing. Because our stream is going to cover off. Our summoning session is going to happen while this event is going on. So I'm going to aim to go through the Fire Nat 4s first. Hopefully I can find the Fire Gargoyle. If I can, then I'm going to look for the Wind Gargoyle. Because if I summon one of those, I'm going to get the other one from this event. Something that I'm striving to do, guys, is complete all the achievements. Which one of it is completing the Pokedex up to 1,000 monsters. We're getting there slowly. We're edging away to it. So that's what we're trying to complete. So for me, it's trying to complete my Pokedex. So I'll be picking one of those units. Hopefully I can find both. Come to us, please. But yeah, that's essentially it. So I'm going to start doing more videos like this. If I keep getting asked questions on stream that I feel like might be worthwhile loading as a YouTube video, you're going to start seeing more of this content brought to you guys here on YouTube. Okay, guys? If you ever want to ask me anything live, guys, my Twitch address is up here. Feel free to, shoot me a follow on Twitch, shoot me or subscribe to my YouTube channel, and we'll start loading more content like this onto YouTube. Okay, guys. If you have any questions or you're still unsure after this video what you should pick, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below about where you are in the game, what monsters you currently have, especially for those that can't make it to my time, the time that I usually stream. Okay, guys. So I think that's all I really wanted to cover off. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask away. And yeah, you're going to start seeing some more content on YouTube, guys. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have anything you'd like to give me as feedback, feel free to reach out through the comment section. I will be checking the comment section a lot more because I do want to start getting better at making these YouTube videos for you guys. Okay, guys? So, guys, thank you again for tuning in. I'll catch you on the next episode, and good night. See ya.